Okay, cool. So we're back, and before we jump into another heated conversation, here is a picture of a very cute cat.
A picture?
Actually, a video of a very cute cat, although she's not really moving. Anyways, so cute. Back here. Anyways, right. So
Tell them what your friend asked you.
right. So
And
to
tell
quote
them what
myself
you-
and my friend,
Yeah.
I told my friend, God is consciousness. And to that, his reply was, if God is consciousness, then what is the source of matter? Because the universe is made of matter and consciousness. And if God is consciousness, then what is the, if it can, does that point to the fact that God is the origin of consciousness or not? Or, to rephrase this whole thing, we're trying to, explore the origin of consciousness.
Yes.
And the role
Okay.
of God in it.
Yeah, I have a few comments. First of all, there is no separation between consciousness and matter. That's ridiculous. Matter is consciousness.
Explain.
Okay, so the way that I explained this to myself back in the day, after studying all the physics that I've studied, the only thing that made sense at some point was that every bit of the universe is at some level conscious. Because when you talk about, say, an electron, their behavior is in some sense, not in all senses, by the way, is steady. There are certain things about all particles in the universe that do not change. Certain conserved
Characteristics?
yeah.
Okay.
And you have to think about what that means for something to exist and to remain the same in some ways and change in other ways. How could you explain that? See, physicists, like scientists, have stopped asking questions like this because it doesn't make any sense. The only thing that scientists can actually talk about is the pattern itself. They can describe how the electron behaves.
Okay.
But they can't say anything about the meaning of it, What does it mean for an electron to preserve these qualities over time, right?
Okay.
So, to me, what that means in some sense is that patterns are the basis of consciousness, or patterns are the way in which consciousness manifests in this world, in this universe, because it means that the smallest pieces of the universe, of whatever exists, they know how to behave over time. They remain the same over time. Just like a person has an identity and preserves that identity over time. Like tomorrow when I wake up and you talk to me, I'm going to know who I am and I'm going to know who you are, which is a quality that I preserve. And that's something we consider to be a part of a quality of consciousness. Being conscious means that you know you're here, you know who you are, you're aware that you are.
Okay.
And you could say the same thing about any smaller piece of the universe. You could say that about a cell, because they also preserve their own qualities for a certain amount of time. Back to stability again.
So, are you saying that the preservation of these qualities or the preservation of these patterns is dictated by consciousness, or is it?
It is consciousness that is
being manifested. Or
you can't. It's all the same thing. The universe is conscious. Even an electron has a certain level of consciousness. Not in the sense that, oh yes, I'm an electron, I can talk. I know that I'm an electron. That's not what I mean. Of course not. But it preserves itself. You could so a physicist might say, no, but you can't say it preserves itself. You should say it is preserved. But what's the difference really between the two sentences? To say it is preserved, they would say that because they would think that an external force is keeping the electron as it is.
Mm-hmm.
But there is, in the universe, it's an interconnected system. So whatever is being enforced by the outside is also being enforced by the inside. So The only
Right.
thing that you can say is that the electron knows exactly how to behave.
I don't know if this is appropriate, but this reminds me of Newtonian third law, which is every action has a reaction. So, I mean, in terms of external and internal forces, you could
You could
probably
say
say
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
The whole is contained in the part,
right,
in some sense.
right. Yes.
So I also matter when you get really close to it isn't really matter at all. I mean, solidity
Really?
makes no sense.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I don't know. That's sort of like what string theory is getting into. No, it's just. I mean, you can break if matter is something that you can endlessly break into pieces. Does it really have any solidity?
Not quite. But, I mean,
Not
so
quite. No, it
no,
doesn't.
practically speaking, have we been able to do that?
And also, we know that matter and energy are the same thing. E equals mc squared. Period. Basta.
Yeah, that kind of put the nail on the coffin.
Yeah, so like, so how are you gonna, so Alan Watts has a nice comment about this. He says, life is pattern. Like the universe is just patterns. It's not matter or energy, it's just pattern. Which is absolutely true. I don't think there's any better way to describe what the universe truly is. It's just, I don't know, a bunch of quanta dancing around. That's all it is. They do some cool shit like produce life and planets and galaxies and stuff. But that's all that's happening. Even to think that like we're people, we're separate. Like I know what I am. We have no fucking clue what we are. No idea. Like no, it's all the human personality is such a superficial part of the universe. It's anyways. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Any questions?
Yes. Okay. All right.
I don't know. I don't know if that answered the question that he
No,
was
I
asking.
figured I believe that actually, how do you say, like that enhance the process of integration, because the statement that I made, I did not like take into fact E equals mc square, and then
Right.
the string. I'm not really well versed in physics or string theory for that matter. So
I'm not that well versed in physics or string theory either.
all right.
Well, physics a little bit.
But I do agree with the pattern, and I don't think it's only Alan Watts, or I would say that a lot of scientists do actually believe in patterns being the universe in itself. I was actually going to point out a very small materialistic example is that when you talk about patterns, you see the Fibonacci sequence in the arrangement of sunflower seeds. Not sunflower seeds, like
Right.
like the inside of the sunflower.
Yes.
Then you can like that's the most common like
Yeah.
pattern formation, and then the patterns that form on the snails. What's that thing called?
Nature speaks in math. Is what
Yes,
I'm saying.
exactly. Right.
But so what though? I don't know. Does that mean anything? What does that amount to?
Well, no, I guess like the reason why we would be looking for
It is
meaning
pattern,
is
yeah.
that we have this presupposed notion that there is a purpose. I guess like a lot of
meaning. See, that's
Right,
one of the important things that people get confused about meaning and purpose. And by the way, I think both words are completely useless.
really.
Absolutely, meaning. I believe that the word meaning is empty of meaning itself.
You just sounded so smart.
No, but this is the most concise I can get on this topic. But because people they try to find like the meaning of life or the meaning of this, the meaning of that,
The meaning of existence.
the meaning of existence. Like what? It's sort of like trying to come up with a system of classification for everything. You can't classify everything because by the time you include everything in your description, there's nothing else to describe it by. So you can only find meaning in the small things of life where, there is, there's a story, there's some drama, then you can say, oh, this has this meaning and that has that meaning.
Well, it's meaning in a very
if you-
superficial sense, because we're
Yeah,
just
exactly,
in the end we're just
exactly.
basically it's just like a dictionary of like emotions
Yeah.
that you're saying.
Yeah,
right?
the meaning of a word is what the word points to. So that's only
Right.
your brain's mapping of an object to a sound.
You need a reference point, but when you include all reference points to your description, then there is nothing like that's what she just explained. I don't know why I'm saying.
And
it again.
purpose is also ridiculous. Purpose is more ridiculous than the word meaning because it assumes an endpoint, and there is no endpoint. There will never ever be an endpoint.
Well,
What
there
does
could
an
be
end-
one
what-
if there's a big crunch. Do you think?
Yeah, but do you think that will be the end point?
I think that'll just be a new
another.
beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There would be another Big Bang, or something. Who knows? But it doesn't matter. The fact is, we are, and it's. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing else.
There is nothing else.
So there's no end to this. Life is just going to keep unfolding, and I don't mean life for humans. I mean the life of the universe is just going to keep unfolding. There is no purpose. It's play. That's what the non-dual teachings, or like in Hinduism, Leela or Maya is just a dream of Quanta dancing around. I was thinking about this when I was taking a shower. I was thinking about how I'm completely unaware of the functions of my body. I mean, of course, sometimes I feel my heart beating and all of these things, but I have nothing to do with it. Like the psychological stuff that I know as myself, it has nothing to do. My conscious mind has nothing to do with the rest of my body. Almost. I mean, of course, there's some feedback,
Interactions.
some interaction, but it's almost minimal. You know, unless you. Anyways, doesn't matter. But my body is just a collection of fucking molecules, and I think that I'm a person. You know, I think like I have political views, and I have opinions about how the world should be, and all this bullshit. And I'm just a bunch of molecules. Like, what do I know?
So,
And I don't even know about my own molecules, and I claim to know more about the world. It's ridiculous.
So when you say like, so you're essentially dividing your physical body and the I and your psychological self.
No, I'm not dividing them. Of course they're connected. One.
But you're just
emerges
unaware.
But I'm unaware of the rest. It's like the human mind is the creme de la creme of evolution. You know, it's the I don't know, the tip of the mountain. But the tip of the mountain has no idea about the rest of it. Or does it? I don't know. Well, some people do. I believe that do I believe it? I wouldn't say it's a belief. I would say
it's a strong opinion.
It's a strong opinion or an experience. I would say that the thing that I refer to when I say I, can appear in my own little opinions, or it can be, be in an unidentified position where I don't feel like I'm this. So we can't go there. It's too abstract. There's no way that information can be transferred to anyone else.
That has to be done through self-exploration.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. So very
That's
productive.
it. Yeah.
And till next time.
So here, this was another thing that I wanted to say to your friend, who is considering whether to be an atheist or not. I don't like the word fate too much, but here's what I think. I think if you want to truly know what the universe is about, what life is about, and if you're going to use the word God, what God is about, first you have to become an atheist. There is no other way. You have to give up whatever you believe in and start from scratch, because if you don't, then you're only debating other people's ideas. You have to fucking level your perspective down to the ground and then build from scratch so that you are free from assumptions as much as possible. That's what I would say. So forget about faith. I would say first come down to ground zero, and then from there you can build something that will
Is
be
your own.
that will be self-consistent.
Yeah, because you build it yourself.
Yeah. That's all I gotta say. That's what I had to go through. So and I'm a little older than him, so I'm gonna assume I'm a little older than you too. Which makes me right, okay? I'm kidding. I'm
Alright,
kidding.
alright.
Alright.
Cool. So that's for. Actually, this is like 2 different episodes. We just like.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Productive.
Yeah, I mean, you guys enjoy this shit.
Let's end it because it's getting longer.
Right. So what I wanted to say is, I mean, as always, would love to hear about suggestions on what to talk about.
Yeah.
Your feedback on this. Some people have been very nice about leaving feedback. We do check the YouTube page for comments. So the ones who have put
Which
in
are
comments,
so rare.
you guys know you rock. You know, like this is like the best shit ever. And just a heads up, North Korea just announced prepare for war to South Korea. So
Why are you talking about this? It's completely unrelated.
I know. I'm just saying.
Gross.
Sorry,
He
guys.
brought in war to this wonderful conversation.
Well,
Alright,
I mean,
okay, no,
yeah,
shut up,
anyways.
shut up.
All right, okay. I'm just gonna get off the screen.
Good night, guys.